There have been some great games, but I think the ones that always spring to mind and the ones that I always remember are the ones involving the best teams in this country, the teams who contest the league title year in, year out. And I'm actually going to go for a game that's a little more modern and more up to date. I was trying to trawl back in my memory banks to the early 2000s, 2001, 2002. There were some fantastic games. But I'm going to prompt for a game that took place last season, November 2008 it would have been. It took place at the Emirates. Arsenal have been one of the most entertaining teams in this league for so long, against the most successful team in this league, Manchester United. And it was a big day for Arsene Wenger and Arsenal again. In the league, they were neck and neck. There was only a point between them. United were a point ahead of Arsenal. But Arsenal had played a game more and had already lost 3 games out of their 11. So there was pressure building on Arsenal prior to this game. You know, question marks about, you know, Arsene again having refused to spend money in the close season, big money, relying on his team. Would this young team mature quick enough, and could they go on? And this was a massive test for them, because if they lost that day, that would have been 12 games and 4 defeats. It would have been too many. It would have been too many and they'd have been gone. So there was massive pressure on Arsenal. And I think Fergie came into the game confident, buoyant. You know, he was happy about everything that was going on. And he believed that his team could come down to the Emirates and beat Arsenal. And why shouldn't he think that? They'd only lost 1 league game this year, although they were still chasing Liverpool and Chelsea at this particular time. And United were going to be travelling off to the World Club Championships in Japan. So they've got their eye on other things, and they didn't want to be too far back in the league. And it was a game that just pulsed from the first whistle. Brilliant football, as you're always going to get from Arsenal. But United played their part in the game too. It was an unbelievably exciting game, and a game that I guess Samir Nasri will never forget. He played a massive part in it. Arsenal went 1 up, first 25, something like that, minutes. Nasri scores a very, very good goal. And at half-time, we got to half-time, and it's 1-0, and you're thinking, wow, was that really as good as that? And it's only 1-0. And then we start the second half, and Arsenal hit them with a magnificent goal. It really was a stunning goal. If you watch it closely, the passing and the movement to create the space for Nasri, who finds himself on the edge of the box, and not a Manchester player near him, and he rifles it across Van der Sar into Van der Sar's right-hand corner. And it was a brilliant start for Arsenal at the beginning of the second half, and it lifted the whole ground, and it lifted Nasri, and it was just an amazing goal. And you thought, oi, oi, what can United do? And to be fair, Arsenal defended all right. You know, they rode the luck a little, but they defended okay. And, you know, they're looking to keep a clean sheet. And then Fergie introduces, we keep talking about Arsenal's young players. And then suddenly, Man United have got one on, a little right back, Raphael, one of the twins. I think it's Raphael, but it'll be one of them, be one of the boys. So if I'm wrong, I apologise, but I think it was Raphael who was playing at right back. And like came on with like a breath of fresh air he had. He was a young kid who was driving forward, he was getting up, he was having shots, and he smashes this unbelievable goal in, I think just about stoppage time, maybe 90th minute, stoppage time like that. And I think that it was a fitting way to end the game. I think it was fitting that Arsenal won it, because I think they probably deserved it. But it was just a glorious Premier League football match. It had all the great stuff that you want to see in a game, including great goals, magnificent technical ability, players giving everything for the cause. So it had all of that. Everything you want to have in a really good Premier League match, and a great Premier League match, was in that game. And when you get Alex Ferguson in defeat, now Fergie doesn't do defeat very well. He doesn't. When you get him in defeat coming out after the game and saying, do you know what, we may have lost, but it was a pleasure to be involved in such a game. I think that tells you how good it was.